important to be able to make sure that there are no distractions when you're having a conversation, right? And that you sometimes have to write out what the expectations are. We're going to do that in one of the exercises next. Because what happens is the brain, neuroplasticity is what it is, right? We have the ability to change our brains. It's like working a muscle. And once you learn how to work a muscle a particular way, you go in, you lift 10 pounds, you lift 10 pounds. You go up to 20, it's going to hurt to go to 20 and 40 and 50 and whatnot, right? Well, the same thing happens when you're trying to change something in communication or in your sex life or whatever that looks like. Any change you're making when your brain has been used to and your body has been used to doing it the same way, it's going to take time. That means that we have to use all of our senses. So we're hearing, we're speaking, we're actually feeling, touching, doing the tactile. So maybe it's a matter of writing down together what the expectations are for the relationship as a whole. And if part of that is that you will wear headphones when watching videos, right, then that's one of the expectations. But it's also very visual, right? So again, all of the senses being involved. And I think we get away from that because we now use our phones. So we're like, okay, well, we're texting it into it or typing it into our phones. But the challenge is that you're not using that muscle memory that's needed for that writing, which is why I say all the time, journal, journal, journal. Why? Because journaling gives you the opportunity to make changes in the brain that you wouldn't normally make if you're just reading something or speaking, right? There's a permanence that comes with the writing aspect. So when it comes to communication, sometimes it's writing it down with the understanding that I'm not doing this so I can just go back and say, see, we said that we're going to do this right here. No, that's not what we're doing. What we're saying is we now have it before us. We can all be responsible for adhering to what we said the expectations for the relationship are, making it a bit easier. And then if you have to take a picture of it so you can have it in the phone, it's the same with building trust, right? So part of communication is being able to be trustworthy. So if you say, I'm going to call you when I'm on my way home and tell you that it's 10 minutes, in 10 minutes I'll be home. And you realize, oh shoot, I'm not leaving. And you pick up the phone and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm not leaving, so I'm not going to be there in 10 minutes. That's building trust. Every time you don't do that, you don't pick up the phone and reestablish what the expectation is, now you're setting up distrust. You said, this is what you do. And then before you know it, you're in absolute mode all the time, always. You never, right? And the sooner you can take those words out, the better your relationship will. Because there isn't anything that's a never. I mean, unless it's like eating liver and you just don't eat liver, right? I never eat liver. But at some point you ate liver to determine that you ain't like liver, right? More than likely. Unless you grew up in a house that said, liver is nasty. So it's that type of thing where you literally take an opportunity to make changes and adjustments to what you desire to have within the relationship. You get to write that. Nobody else's relationship is going to be exactly like yours. And when somebody says to you, girl, I tell you what I would do, they lying. They lying because when they get in it, it's going to be really different from what they're going to tell you what they would do, right? And especially they don't have the same feelings and connection and attachment. So of course that's what they would do because they don't love her, they don't love him. They just going to tell you what they think. Okay.